Not sure why that's flagged. Okay, because the G-code hasn't been generated yet. Okay, let's go ahead and leave that for now. So we got the slot, the pocketing. Now let's go back into the horizontal roughing. So we have this area selected, and I think we had everything else defined. We got the 3/4 inch flat end mill, cut parameters. We're not going to do a cleanup pass. We're going to leave 188 for stock. The cut level is going to be 1/4 inch. Okay, so let's just generate that. Okay, so let's look at the toolpath and let's look at the front view. Okay, and let's go to, okay. So you see that we have 1/4 inch cut levels, and the tool is coming up to this point. Now, we do probably want to do some clear flats so that it clears out this bottom level and this level right here. Let's go ahead and go back into the cut levels. Use the clear flats option. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this, simulate this. Let's turn the toolpath off. Now, one thing I don't like about that is that the tool is wrapping around this corner right here, and it's doing it on both sides. Anytime a tool wraps around a corner, you need to be cognizant of it. So in order to get past that, let's just turn this off and you'll see what it.
But if you have stock, if you have a stock allowance, then it should be okay. You can always clean that up with your finishing operation.
Yes. Okay. I'm not sure why it took so much right here. Let's turn the part on. That probably be, we'll check it out when we do the finishing operation, see what it looks like. So we have these flags here, Joe. I think we can go over here, and I believe that will get rid of those flags. Let's see. Click OK. Let's regenerate that. Nope. Okay, we won't worry about them. Okay, so we got, let's go back over here and do the, okay. So we've got it roughed out. Now, if you running the standard configuration, the next step would be probably horizontal finishing to finish these sidewalls and this sloped area. If you're in the professional configuration, you can do a re-roughing operation, which will calculate all the remaining stock and finish it up that way. But we'll do it both ways. Let's go ahead and do the horizontal finishing first. So we're going to use the same rectangle here. Now in the horizontal finishing, it will wrap around there, so that might be a problem. So let's go ahead and we'll just go ahead and finish that up, then we'll see what it looks like. Okay, the tool, we're going to use our corner radius mill, cut parameters, tolerances look fine. This is probably okay. The cut levels, we'll just do that at 1/8 of an inch. And I don't think we're going to need the clear flats, so let's leave that off for now. We shouldn't need this either. Entry and exit, we'll just do a path entry and no exit. And we don't really need any arcs because we have no arcs in our features. Let's generate that. Okay, So basically it finished off all the vertical walls, okay? It is wrapping around this corner some. I don't particularly like that. I don't like that either. So one way to get around
You
that,
just you
go ahead.
just need to make the rectangle smaller so it doesn't wrap around.
Yeah. Or I would probably go in and just create a surface that covers this slot area. In other words, just create another surface on that same surface and just extend it out so that it covers that area.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit more
Yeah,
complicated than just
yeah,
creating that rectangle. Yeah.
yeah. Well, the one thing about the rectangle is you want it to be at least uh, half of the tool radius, I mean, half of the tool diameter past this edge. Okay, so that's why we have it. If you look, that's why we have it um, a little bit too far out. So as you mentioned, Joe, if you move that in just a little bit and you know, measure it and make sure that it's at least the radius of the tool, it will not go past this edge. So that's just an adjustment there with the rectangle that you can do. Okay, so let's go ahead and simulate that. Okay. Now you see that we have these multiple cusping going down this edge. Now you can go in and just do another horizontal finishing just in this area to clean that up, or you can tighten up the finishing, the cut levels to clean that up. Or in that particular case, it will apply the smaller cut levels to the entire area. You may not want to do that. This is why professional versus standard. The professional has options that really save you a lot of time. In this case, let's just tighten up the cut levels. And we'll just do that, see how that looks. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them in the questions panel. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Okay. So you'll see that it finished up the side walls, although it does have a fillet at the bottom, which we're going to clean up. Also on this area right here, there's a fillet. And the only reason we use the fillet is because of this edge right here. Okay. Now that stair step is maybe a little bit too rough. You can go back in and just adjust that accordingly to finish that out. So we've got pocketing, roughing, and horizontal finishing. Now I mentioned that you could do this in a professional configuration by using the re-roughing operation. So we're going to select the horizontal roughing and we're going to go up and do re-roughing. Okay, use the same rectangle as we used before. We're going to use the corner radius mill. And let's see what else we got. We're going to use this re-roughing actually as a finishing. That's one thing to be aware of about in our product. Just because an operation says it's roughing doesn't mean it has to be roughing. You can use it use the roughing as a finishing operation with zero stock, or the other way around, you can use a finishing operation as a roughing. So if you do in parallel finishing, you can leave stock. You should consider that a roughing operation, and you can come back, and finish it again. So we're going to use re-roughing. We're going to use a stock of 0. We're going to tighten up the tolerance, just like as if it was a finishing operation. Okay, and we're going to use the offset cut pattern, mixed cut direction. We'll go ahead and start on the outside. This doesn't really not going to affect because we're just, well, yeah, that will affect it some. Let's go over to cut levels, and we'll leave that at 1/8 of an inch. Okay, we'll leave that, everything else. Let's go ahead and generate that. Okay. So you'll see it did almost the same as the horizontal finishing, except that it didn't, it didn't do anything here on the ends, and it actually cleaned this up some as well. Let's go ahead and finish that. Let's move this up. Oh, that's roughing. Okay, we'll leave it there, and let's play. Turn that off. Okay. So you get basically the same effect, but the re-roughing may help you in some cases. It didn't do a whole lot of difference in this particular part, but I just wanted to go over the different ways you can do it. Okay, so there's our horizontal finishing. Let's go back over here. There's our horizontal finishing. As you see, the horizontal finishing added these passes here on the end versus the re-roughing didn't need to do that. Okay, so let's look at what we got now. So we've got the pocketing, we've got horizontal roughing, we got re-roughing, and we have a finishing. Depending on which one you use, we'll go ahead and we'll hide or suppress the horizontal finishing.